Hi, welcome to Rick Snider's Sharpton, here on YouTube where you get the longer stories. Make sure you like, subscribe, and share these stories so that maybe one day I get paid. Okay, I know you're looking at the board and going, Mike Tyson, he didn't play for the Redskins. No, I actually did other things in my life besides covering this football team, although it's been a lion's share of the work. But I've covered, I did horse racing for 5 years, for instance. Covered a lot of those greats. I'll tell those stories. But one day, my boss calls me and says, hey, listen, just got a call. Paper was invited to go along with Mike Tyson on this turkey giveaway thing this afternoon. Go spend the afternoon with him. Okay, zero prep, grab my keys, go. And I catch up to them before they get started. It's Mike Tyson and Don King, Reverend Al Sharpton, and I'm sorry I forget the other man. He was an Atlanta preacher, but I'm not sure I ever knew his name. And it's a turkey giveaway. Mike Tyson is going to 7 spots around Washington, D.C. to give out turkeys. It's around Thanksgiving or Christmas. I forget which. And this is right before he's going to end up going to jail over that rape charge. So maybe he's buying some goodwill. I don't know. But okay, it's going to be one of the most interesting days of my life. And I've really got some insight into Mike also. All right, so we're on a bus. We make 7 stops, gives away the turkeys. At every stop, Don King starts off with his Only in America speech. And I got to tell you, he's so damn good at it. You want to hand him your wallet and say, I'm sorry, I don't have more money. I mean, Don King is that good. And Reverend Al Sharpton he'd give his speech. Mike didn't really give a speech, but he'd just hang out with the people at each stop and say hi. And, if everybody wanted the turkeys, it's a good deal. So some of the stops, Mike would just hang back. I think he was getting tired of it. And he and I would sit and talk. And, I got to say this about Mike Tyson, a couple of things about him. One, if you're just sitting there talking to the guy and you think, if I was sitting in a bar and this guy and I had to fight, well, I wouldn't want to, but I guess I'd do it if I had to. Unlike George Foreman, you back out of that bar if George Foreman's ready to kick your butt. But Mike Tyson, it's not that he's not bigger than you, but he's not like George Foreman was gigantic. And I thought, the rage that must come out of Mike Tyson in the ring, is so big that even though he's a big dude, it's what makes him the force that he was. He was a great fighter on there. And I just thought, wow, he must really just turn it on like the Hulk or something, and boom. And it was interesting to me about that. And, he's a kind of a soft-spoken guy, seemed like a decent guy. And I followed Mike, his career ever since. Read his biography. I saw his one-man show. I got to tell you, if you ever see his one-man show, it's unbelievable. It's probably on YouTube here somewhere. He talks for about an hour about things that happened in his life. I'm telling you, any one of these things would kill the rest of us. And Mike endured all this stuff. At the end of that show, I just wanted to hug the guy. I mean, I felt for him so much. But he's a cool dude, and he was taken advantage of so much early in his life. It's amazing he's still here. And now, they're doing this senior tour of fighting. I root for Mike. I want to see him fight these guys, as long as they don't get hurt. If the doctor says it's okay, I have no problems with this senior age fighting. That kind of shows you where fighting is today, that I could care less about who's currently fighting. I want to see the legends, and hopefully they don't hurt each other. But I'd pay money to see Mike fight. He's just an interesting guy. He's so much more than what you might think Mike Tyson is. And that day he was out there helping people, and he was glad to do it. He's kind of an introvert in a lot of respects, I think. As much as a guy with a big face tattoo and all, you could say is an introvert. But, he actually is a quiet guy in a lot of respects, who was forced to do what he had to do to survive. So, I'm always a big Mike Tyson fan on all of these. So it was an interesting afternoon with him. Wish I'd kept the story. Don't remember whatever happened to it. But all right, so these are the kind of stories I'm going to tell. So I'm going to tell some of my derby stories and and horse racing I covered, and I did that for 20 years, covering horses. And it's still my favorite beat. And I've covered everything in town at some point. I mean, I was helped out as a Caps beat writer one season. I mean, who knew that? I didn't even know Patrick Roy's real name for half the season. Those kind of stories. We're going to start telling some of those so we can get bored about just being Redskin stories. I'm Rick Snider for Rick Snider's Washington. Thanks a lot for watching. You can see the other social platform shows every day too, where I talk about more contemporary things. But here on YouTube, you get the longer stories. And that's why you like, share, and subscribe. So maybe the old sports writer can make a buck. I'm Rick Snider. I'll see you again soon.